Hey guys, we're back here for some more standard, currently I think rank 305 Mythic, and made a couple changes here to the Double Dragon Mono Red Aggro deck here. Really trying to focus on the benefits of having Godric, Shivan Devastator, and Invasion of Tarkir. So yeah, a couple of my viewers here mentioned Nahiri's Warcrafting, and I really do agree this is a great way to flip the invasion and also give us some game against bigger cards like Shieldred and other sort of tough to deal with threats. So I ended up shaving one copy of Play with Fire and one copy of Lightning Strike. Still kind of feeling it out, but I think you could kind of find, you know, whatever cuts you might want to make here to make room for it. But I do think having some number of Nahiri's Warcrafting might be a nice benefit to this deck. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into some games. Getting kind of near the end of the season, and it would be really great to hit top 250 Mythic. If you're new to my channel, thanks so much for stopping by. I do try to make a video every day or every couple days, so yeah, hopefully pretty regularly. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. And if you're a returning viewer, yeah, thank you so much for being here and supporting. And again, yeah, just thank you for being you. Appreciate you. Yeah, this hand is amazing. We've got nice 1-drop, 2-drop, and on the play, so really happy. Okay, mono blue. So they could have the Fading Hope here. Against this deck, I don't think spending a ton of time trying to flip Invasion of Tarkir is maybe a great idea. I think just kind of getting into the red zone with creatures maybe could be a little bit better. The other thing too is that if we wait a little bit, we could maybe draw another Shivan Devastator and have this hit for 4 instead of 3. So I think here I'm just going to go ahead to do Scoundrel. Could even do Scoundrel, make a treasure token, and get a Swift Spear going. It's another possibility. I kind of like that because it kind of makes this go wide. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Instead of just walking into the Fading Hope here. Okay, looks like this maybe is a different deck. This could be like that 3-color, like Atraxa graveyard deck. But either way, I think I'm actually happy getting the Swift Spear down, so I think we're going to go with that. Oh, Faithful Mending. Okay, so yeah, this is... I suppose we could be walking into temporary lockdown here, so we do have to be a little careful. Well... yeah. I guess we could do one of these to get rid of the token, but I think just going face is going to be fine here. And if they want to trade with the 1/1, that's fine. We're not going to try to flip this at all. Okay, so no double white for the lockdown. Maybe they're just trying to milk out a couple more tokens here. And now we can just Warcrafting the invasion, just kind of get that going. We are potentially walking into a board wipe, so there's kind of a negative side to that. But I think it's kind of, you know, we're not really going to spend this on a token. That doesn't seem great. So I think we just go for it. Plus this triggers our Swift Spears. Makes it a little bit harder to block. Okay, so here I think they must have like the destroy the horde or whatever. They're trying to get like a certain number of creatures on the board to be able to play it. They're probably just missing the white for it, so let's take full advantage. Yeah, we can get our Devastator down now and push for an extra 2 in the air, which seems great. They might have like removal for the Thunder Moss, that's a consideration. But I think it's worth kind of doing something like that for the extra damage. Could also go Kumano faces Kakazan and then Devastator for 1. Kind of like that. If they've got removal for the Thunder Maw, though, it does sort of play right into their hands. So I could see keeping this back, but I think pushing damage here is fine because they're probably just going to try to go Faithful Mending here. So they did have the knockout blow, but at least we got some stuff out of their hand and got the extra trigger for the 2 damage. Okay, they are going to be set up for a board wipe here. But I think, you know, we've got to push damage. We're going to get our little extra counter here. We could go for the Scoundrel and try to set up for Godric. Might be better to wait on Godric, though, for them to just board wipe next turn. And if we Scoundrel, we can go ahead and put the Wicked token on the Devastator. Push a couple extra points this turn. Yeah, I think actually it's good enough. Forces their hand. We get a little bit extra damage here. Forces them to have it. Yeah, they had the Vanquish the Horde, but just didn't have the white mana for it. So this tells me they've definitely got some kind of board wipe this turn, but we're going to be hitting in for 6. If they don't have more life gain, this is going to be lights out for them next turn. So we'll go Godric here for the full 6. So if all they've got is board wipe, then we've got them on the ropes. Alright, this should do it. Assuming they don't have the counter spell. And they've got another knockout blow, unfortunately. So they're going to go to 6. We can drop them down to 3 with Lightning Strike, but then we've got no creatures. Is it worth keeping the Kumano going? They might be out of juice, so maybe Lightning Strike one of the tokens to keep the Kumano going, just for some continuing sources of damage. This is tough, because we're only going to be coming in with a 2/2 here. I think it is actually maybe worth keeping this Kumano alive.
I've already read your thoughts. You won't stop us.
Okay, now we're going to need some more gas. Unfortunately, we don't have a good play this turn. So they're going to be able to set up here with a Mindbreaker, unfortunately. Yeah, these back-to-back knockout blows were rough. But that was a nice draw for us, so now we can go ahead, push some damage here. Now we've got to be careful to make sure we're not in range. So we can do 21 plus half our library. We're at 44 cards. That'll take us down to exactly 1 card in library. So I think, we could drop Jace down to a 3 here, but we also are threatening lethal if we can just do this. So I think we actually just go face here. Bring him down to 3. We would be at exactly drawing our last card to kill him. So if he doesn't have a board wipe, I think this could work. He does have the board wipe, unfortunately.
I will clear your mind.
So we're gonna need something great off the top here. Let's see, we're at 40. He can get us down to 20 and then not quite get there with Jace, but we're very close.
No secret escapes my grasp.
So our outs here are a Lightning Strike off the top, if we've still got one. I think there's one more in the deck. Maybe a Shivan Devastator. Scoundrel could get there, so we could discard our... We could use Scoundrel to draw a card. If he has another gain 2 life in hand, though, it's going to be awkward. He could have another Faithful Mending here. Okay, we're representing lethal, so he's going to need something, but he probably does have something here. he did have another knockout blow. Ugh. So unfortunately, that's probably going to be lights out for us. But yeah, three knockout blows, quite a few Sunset Revelries. It's hard to fight through all of that. Okay, that's gonna do it.
Your entire mind unravels.
Tough beat there. And again, I kind of think of this sort of as a community. So like if you see a line of play that, you know, might have been better, I definitely don't see everything. So feel free to post it in the comments, just because, you know, hoping everybody can learn as much as possible, myself included. Yeah, this hand looks great. Okay, let's get Scoundrel going here. Up against probably the Picnic Ruiner deck. They don't really have any removal though, so we can just go ahead and safely add the Wicked roll. Oh, okay, could be Naya Humans. Alright, happy to lead out here with Godric. And happy to trade. Another consideration here, since we do have ways to get this thing in the air, a couple turns in a row, we could actually just push with Kumano, let them do get the free hit for the extra 3 damage, because then we drop them down to 9, get them really close to in range. I actually kind of like that. Even though we're losing value, I don't think it really matters. Okay, that was a nice draw. The Warcrafting to get back our Godric. And I think that's how we want to do it. We could otherwise try to like get the invasion down and Warcrafting that. It's another option. And then trade for like his Hajar here. But I think having access to the Godric is going to be fine. Although I guess he can go ahead and give us Indestructible. Yeah, it's a little awkward. So maybe we do it... Maybe go like post-combat or something? Yeah, I guess let's go ahead and send with our Scoundrel. To kind of force his hand on the Hajar. And if he just trades without making this indestructible, then we can Warcrafting it after the fact. Unfortunately, don't have the mana to use these, so that's fine. He's got Hajars for weeks. All right, so now we can just Epicure to get him in the air. And that might just be enough to close it out. Let's see if we Epicure here. Plus Rage, plus Pump should do it. But yeah, we're really getting down to the wire here for the end of the month. So just a couple spots here that we've got to try to fight through. Going first, 1 mana. I really don't like keeping one landers. In this hand, we do have the Play with Fire and the Epicures to try to draw out of it. We've got Invasion into Godric with Devastator to reveal. I will say that like having too few lands is better than having too many lands in mono red. I think this is a questionable keep, but I think I'm going to keep it here. Try to play with fire, get our way out of it. Could also Epicure here and try to natural draw. I think I'd rather just play with fire though. Okay, as great as that card is, we need land. So yeah, up against the Picnic Ruiner deck. Alright, let's start searching. I think what we would want to toss here is maybe... We want to keep Devastator here so we can use Invasion, and I think I like Godric. Maybe cutting like an Epicure, or possibly a Monstrous Rage. Yeah, I think I'll cut one Epicure here. Okay, there's the land, which is great. Now we can get another Epicure down. We can also push and try to trade here. Because this thing can get out of control pretty quickly. We are trading 2 for 1 with the Monstrous Rage, which isn't great, but we also kind of have to deal with this threat. Yeah, I think we do it. Okay, that's nice. Getting the other Devastator here. I definitely think now we need to get rid of this Lizard Blades. Double Strike is bad news out of this deck. And we're not going to reveal just to be a little sneaky here. Yeah, missing land for one turn, though, could definitely be lights out for us. So that was certainly a questionable keep, and might have been wrong to keep it. See, now I think we're just trying to stay alive. Hopefully they don't have a whole lot more pump. And we don't really have the luxury of trying to flip this invasion. Okay, and that's going to do it, unfortunately. All right, this opening hand looks great. We've got a lot of action. Up against the mirror match. Here, since we're second to play, I think that you know, we're on the draw this game. I think it's better maybe to wait here for their turn 3 play. They could have Godric, they could have Squee. This is kind of the important turn. And just wait with our Lightning Strike to kind of see what they've got. So I think we just sit. So they are representing that they've got access to Monstrous Rage, which is fine. So here I think we can block the Swift Spear and then force them to take an action. If they don't, we'll just take the 2 and then kind of wait for end of turn. Otherwise, we could also block and then just cast the Lightning Strike. They could kill our Swift Spear in response, is the only problem with a Play with Fire. But this does kind of force them on first action if they want to do something. Yeah, so they're just willing to pass to get the free damage in. I can understand that. And I think even if they've got the Play with Fire, that we are stopping some damage here by Lightning Striking. So I think it's okay to Lightning Strike. So now they could like Monstrous Rage their Swift Spear to push through. We do get it out of their hand though, which is nice. And we've got the Nahiris to clean up. Now we can try to start taking over this game with Invasion plus Godric. So I think we Invasion maybe the Phoenix chick here. Although we are at 9, we're starting to take real damage. I don't love giving them cards, but we've got to deal with our Feldon at some point. So I think maybe we do get rid of the Feldon. We could Charming Scoundrel for the extra mana and then have a blocker. And since we are low on life and we've got a lot of cards in hand, I do kind of like that. So I think maybe let's Scoundrel for the treasure token and then Invasion on the Feldon. And they've just got another Feldon there to replace it with. So, unless they draw into Squee, I think it's probably okay to send here at the Invasion if we need to like Warcrafting something else. And then get like Godric plus Scoundrel to flip this. Yeah, I still don't think we want to block this. Well, we're at 6, we might have to. Giving them free cards just seems awful, though. So now we can Monstrous Rage our Scoundrel to flip and get Dragon going. Save our Nahiris. We could also just Nahiris to get it going itself, and then have an extra blocker in case we need it. If we Rage, we can then Scoundrel for a 2/2, so that gives us a little bit kind of more leeway, plus we have another removal spell, so I do kind of like that. Yeah, so I think maybe that's the play here. Just to get like the most on the board. And we'll put the Wicked token on the Scoundrel, just so we can block the Excavator and the Phoenix chick. You want to give him the least amount of cards to look at, so happy to do the even trade here. And they've just picked up the lightning strike, unfortunately, so that's going to close it out. All right, let's do one more. Been some tough beats here this morning. All right, I do like this hand. We've got kind of all the pieces are there for the nice strong start. And yeah, let's just get our 3/3 going with the Scoundrel. Wow, main deck Smite. Oof. Did not expect that in a Soldier's deck. So we could kind of feign that we have a spell and try to push 2 damage. It is a little dangerous, but I think that in this position we can probably get away with it. I know that on the other side of the table I would definitely not block if he had 1 mana open. So this is kind of a sort of a strange heads-up play. We might get punished, but I think that I would not block these Swift Spears. Yeah. And now we can reveal Phoenix Chick. I think just to keep our mana open for next turn. Adeline is rough, that's for sure. So this is kind of an interesting spot. We do want to, like, ideally keep our Kumano, since they've got the veteran and can get extra value if this thing dies. But that is kind of a far step away. So is it better to, like, hold on to the Swift Spears? If we can get rid of the Copper Coat, then I think that it will be. So I think here, yeah, we're going to go ahead and take these 3 to trade with the Adeline. Now he could have Iganjo. If he's got Iganjo, we're just in super rough straits, but I don't think we trade with the 2/1. Yeah, and now humans are kind of taking over this game without our dragons to kind of hold them down. Okay, well, there's a dragon. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Let's see, they can push 15 next turn. So we can hold back blockers. I think, yeah, we just try to do as much as we can in the air, but this could be lights out very shortly. And they've got a backup Adeline. Okay. So if we chump the 5/4, we're still taking 8, dropping down to 6. If we take out a 2/1 instead, we go down to 3. Yeah, this is looking pretty grim. And I think that's going to do it, unfortunately. So we got reverse swept today. not the greatest moment for sure in mono red history. But you know, you could look at different builds of the deck. You know, the deck that I kind of chose to go with here for this one is more of a slant on getting the power of Invasion of Tarkir plus some dragons. But this could be a weaker build than just the traditional build. So let's take a look at the overall stats of the deck. All right, as it stands, the deck is currently at 58% win rate, so it's down quite a bit from where it started. I think it started off on like a 70% tear, but has since come down. 21 wins, 15 losses. So overall, the deck is doing about even with mono red, the mirror match, about 50-50 with mono white. It is doing pretty well against Azorius. Could either be like the mill deck or I guess possibly soldiers. Esper's not looking great, 1 and 2, so 33% here. Decent matches so far against like the Gruul Picnic Ruiner deck, and so far doing well against Selesnya. 50-50 against like the Golgari matchup, and Demir's not looking great. Boros so far positive win rate. Rakdos not great. Marduk's doing well. Mono green both doing well, and then the Teething Wormlet Simic deck not doing so well, but it is doing well against Domain, so kind of a mixed bag. Take it or leave it, but anyways, thanks guys for watching, and we will see you next time.